Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to some more Black Ops Cold War, one of the final Black Ops Cold War videos here on the channel as we are getting closer and closer to the launch of Call of Duty Vanguard, which is just in a couple of days. But guess what? Something has happened with Black Ops Cold War. Vanguard is just a couple days away. It comes out this week, for crying out loud, and we have a new update coming to Black Ops Cold War, which honestly makes me laugh. So let's go ahead and check out the tweet. This is coming from Treyarch Studios on Twitter, the official Treyarch Twitter page. They say, coming in tomorrow's Black Ops Cold War update at 9 p.m. Pacific, so midnight Eastern, hammer and sickle melee weapon. That's kind of cool, actually. 100%er challenges with new animated calling cards. Vanguard comes out in like 2 days, dude. And they're just now adding 100%er. New Prestige Shop weapon blueprint and legacy content. Okay, that's kind of cool. Zombies Onslaught on all platforms with 23 maps. So finally, that's going to be coming to Xbox and PC as compared to just PlayStation. Rampage Inducer updates. They said on Twitter that that's going to be making it so Rampage Inducer goes like well past level 50, which is cool for Zombies fans, as well as more. But you guys know me. I made a video on this like last week. Maybe they saw it. Maybe they didn't. I'm thinking they did because they were throwing some shade on Twitter this past week. I was thinking about making a video on that, but they were definitely throwing some shade over people calling them out for not playing their own game. So I have a feeling that is some shade being thrown back at me, but we'll have to wait and see. But regardless, 100%er challenges with new animated calling cards coming out the same week as the next COD. How does that make any sense? Like, don't get me wrong, I guess I'm happy that for the people that actually did 100%er, knowing that there was no reward for it, I'm happy that they at least get an animated calling card, which is what we made fun of back during Black Ops 4. Like, the very fact that, like, I show this clip in almost every video now, it seems, but I did 100%er in Black Ops 4, right? All I got was this animated calling card. Now, what about this calling card is special? Like, can you guys, you guys played Black Ops 4, the game had supply drops, the game had battle passes and things like that. There were hundreds, if not thousands, of animated calling cards in the game. What separates this one, which is what you get for doing every single challenge in the game, compared to, like, all the other ones? Like, nothing, right? People see that in the lobby, they're like, oh, cool, it's just a calling card. There's nothing special, there's nothing unique about it, and they're adding that into Black Ops Cold War, which I guess is still kind of nice, because you get something for having done every single challenge in the game. But holy shit, man. I mean, it goes back to what I was talking about in my previous video. They need to add, like, actual skins. Like, if you do 100%er, you should be getting, like, operator skins, weapon blueprints, weapon camos. You should get, like, a special prestige icon or something. You should get some crazy stuff for doing every challenge in the game. But instead, what they decided to do is just add an animated calling card for 100%er in multiplayer and presumably 100%er in zombies, like, 4 days or whatever it is before Vanguard comes out. And that's all they decided to do. I mean, again, some people say better late than never. I suppose that's true, but at the same time, this is one of those things that, like, I can't praise it. I just can't, right? And I remember Blame Truth, he did a video earlier this week talking about the changes that were happening to Call of Duty Vanguard. And I think to summarize some of it, not the entire thing, but some of the point he was making was we should not be praising them for adding Ninja to the game because it should have been there from the very beginning. Basically, the idea is Sledgehammer Games, according to some people, made a bunch of problems in the form of, like, maybe minimap not working, dead silence not being a perk, the time to kill, the muzzle flashes, and stuff like that. And they made all these problems, and now they're quote-unquote fixing those problems before launch, and now it looks like, you know, they're these amazing developers, and they're not, because they're just creating problems just to fix them to make it seem like they're actually paying attention. That's what some people say. I don't necessarily agree with all of that. I think that that was actually their design philosophy. I think when it came to Call of Duty Vanguard, I think that they were actually going to go the Modern Warfare 2019 route, because some people can argue that having Ninja not be a perk is a good thing. I mean, I don't agree with it, but some people can argue that, and I think that was actually the design philosophy at Sledgehammer Games. I think they genuinely believed that not having Ninja as a perk and having it be a field upgrade was going to be good for the game somehow. I can see how they would think that. But they made the changes, and the changes are good. And regardless of the philosophy behind it, the changes happened, and I'm happy about that. And I'm going to praise Sledgehammer because they made a number of good changes going from the beta into the full launch of the game. Thumbs up from me. Not everyone agrees, but thumbs up from me. When it comes to this shit, however, when it comes to 100%er challenges being added the same week as Vanguard, this was not part of their plan. Their plan was fuck you for doing all the challenges. Fuck you for going for 100%er. We don't care about you. And it wasn't until 1 week before the next COD comes out that they finally decide, you can have one of these leftover animated calling cards that we never got around to releasing because we're not going to have a Season 6 Reloaded. That's basically what they did. That is basically what happened here, man. I cannot praise them for adding 100%er, especially because it's just an animated calling card that is going to be lost in the sea of other animated calling cards in this game, and they're adding it the same week as Vanguard. That's like them asking you, like, hey, do you want to work overtime for free all year on the off chance that maybe at some point we'll pay you for it? That's basically what they're doing here, right? That's basically it. Like, the entire year, if you did every challenge in the game, you did so this year knowing that you were going to get nothing for it. And then now suddenly they're like, oh no, we always intended to give you something for doing all the challenges. Like, no, you intended on making more shop bundles. That's all you give a shit about. The fact that you actually added an animated calling card into the game for doing every challenge in the game, these are just going to be leftover calling cards. I guarantee it. I mean, just look at this picture right here. What about any of these images right here suggest to you 100%er? Anything? Anything at all. I mean, the one right there where it's like red versus blue, that kind of a thing, which is like calling back to like the original launch of the game. No? Like, what about any of these things suggest 100%er? They're just calling cards, and they're calling them 100%er. That's it. That's it. It's just like, it's them pretending like they care. It's pretending that they gave a shit. And I'll go on record. I'll be trying to do another video this week where I do a proper, like a full review of Black Ops Cold War. And believe it or not, I'm going to be praising Black Ops Cold War quite a lot in the video, because I think, honestly, it's a good game at its core. It just had a lot of almost nitpicky individual niche problems throughout the entirety of the game's life cycle. Overall, though, I think Black Ops Cold War was a pretty good game. But this, I just... Dude, I can't praise this. This is even worse than not adding 100%er, to be perfectly honest. But again, I guess it's all right that people that I know, like Modern Warfare 2 Ghost, for example, he did all the challenges, and I guess now he's gonna get himself a calling card, and yeah, I guess he'll maybe be mildly happy with that, despite the fact that he'll probably never come back to Black Ops Cold War because it's the kind of game that doesn't really have a ton of replay value outside maybe zombies. But ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Oh man, Treyarch outdoes themselves sometimes, man. This is one of those times where they just, it was wonderful. But I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for a full Black Ops Cold War review before Vanguard comes out. Then, of course, Vanguard's coming this week, so expect lots of Vanguard videos and lots of content here on the channel. If you guys are new around here, be sure to subscribe. I hope you guys all enjoyed today's video. If you did, consider leaving a like. Thank you all so much for listening, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.